Flag on the play if you're not subscribed to VonAllen Sports. But once you are, we'll make it up to your team in the fourth quarter. You're watching VonAllen Sports, real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. VonAllen Sports, let's go.
VonAllen Sports. VonAllen Sports.
Okay, what is up, guys? How are y'all doing? All right, so we're just going to wait a second, let everybody get on. I will be quite honest with you guys. I didn't realize that there were games on Saturday today. Okay, so normally, at least in the past, it didn't happen till I thought the day before Christmas. I could be wrong, but I thought that happened. Okay, God dang it! Hang on, I'm gonna have to put these on. All right, I got to get different lights or something. So. Anyway, I don't know like how the schedule works. I guess with the 17 games now that they've changed it, it's a bit different or something. But whatever, it doesn't matter. I just didn't realize it. I just overlooked it. So, yeah. So it's gonna be a fun night tonight. We got two games to talk about. Of course, that already happened. Right now, I got Buffalo and Miami. And that's the closest thing I can get away with is putting that on the screen there, at least so we can keep an idea about what's going on. And I'm keeping an eye on it right here on my phone. But anyway, so I have a big night tonight. After this, I've got a Christmas party I'm going to where we exchange gifts and stuff like that. That's going to be fun. I'm really excited, actually. It's being held by Z Sean. You guys know him. He's been on the show before. I'm pretty sure, Roman's going to be there. Brad, you guys met Brad. He's the Chiefs fan. But I'm particularly interested and excited because a friend of mine named Kim, she is the most hardcore Patriots fan I've ever met. This girl is awesome. It's like great personality, just really passionate about the Patriots and stuff. The only problem is that she moved away, but she's back in town, so I'm excited to see her. I'm still trying to get her on the show. I think you guys would really like her. I think you would enjoy her personality and stuff. She's more high strung than I am. Okay, that's going to be fun tonight. But for now, we have a show to do. So the first thing, the Dolphins just recovered a fumble. What is Buffalo's problem? What is Buffalo's problem? I mean, you know what? The Buffalo Bills are like the AFC Minnesota Vikings. Okay? They can either win a game, sometimes they'll win a game outright, then the next week they'll play down to the opponent's level, and then the next week they just play completely like crap, and you like what happened there, or they have to do a crazy comeback or something. What is the Bills' deal? Seriously. If you lose to the Miami Dolphins in the cold at this time of year, you're not going to the Super Bowl, okay? So injuries are part of it, Israel. Injuries are part of it. I'm so tired. This is the number one thing that I find so annoying. It's the other day, the Bucks got blown out by the 49ers. Oh, but they had injuries, and all the Bucks fans are on Twitter saying, well, this and that. Well, you know what? That's coaching, and that is general management, and that is everybody else in the organization knowing how to plug guys in, okay? The only time that's an excuse is when your quarterback goes down. But missing pieces and different things like that, these guys should be prepared. They should be ready. Okay? I'm sorry, but they should. I don't understand. Every team has injuries. Everyone does. But the Bills still have Josh Allen. They still have Diggs. They still have a lot of great players. Singletary, I don't know if he's out. Is he out? I didn't even look at it. I don't know. But the point is that they've got a lot of good players still, and you still can't get it done over on the Dolphins, who are frauds. So they should win this, but injuries ain't an excuse, okay? Maybe there's been times in history where it's an extreme case or something, but everyone has injuries, all right? Tom Brady won the Super Bowl without Rob Gronkowski, his best target he's ever had, okay? That's right, I said it, best target he's ever had. Better of a target for Tom than even Moss. Better of a target than Welker or Edelman. Gronk was the number one. I could even argue over time and what they got out of it, Edelman is a better target than Moss was. And that's not taking anything away from Moss, but, look what they achieved. But the point is that injuries are injuries, and everybody has them, and it happens to all of them. So. Yeah, well, see, Cool Hand Jared, people are going to say, oh, well, the Bengals have injuries. No, okay? The Bucs win that game. It's a legit game. If they lose, well, they lost. So what? Joe Burrow's still playing, right? Okay, so, yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine. Should be an interesting game. I'm excited for it, so. Oh, bloody pleb, I love David Patton. I love David Patton. He had so many big game conversions, third down conversions, fourth down touchdowns at the right moments. Very underrated player. Doesn't get the credit he deserves. So. Oh, yes, Gord King. I should do that. I would need that outfit, though. It's only a scratch. It's just a flesh wound. Okay. Stupid phone. So, yeah, Buffalo should be able to win this, but they sure are just acting like idiots. But before Tony Gonzalez is the GOAT, yeah, right. Before I know you're kidding. I just want to put something up here, not to be a dick, but this has to be mentioned. So, if you guys don't know the story of P22, I'm showing you this because I want it on record. P22 is a mountain lion that lived here in Los Angeles since 2012, 2013. I remember he started becoming popular, ended up on the cover of National Geographic. But the reason he's so famous is because he was born out in the mountains outside the city, and he made his way into Griffith Park. The reason he had to make his way into Griffith Park is because lack of resources, he's looking for a mate and looking for consistent food source because LA is consistently expanding and different things like that. So he wandered and he crossed the big freeways here and made his way to Griffith Park without getting killed. Some of his siblings didn't make it. They weren't so lucky. A lot of the mountain lions can't cross that freeway. In fact, we've been raising money. I say we. There's an organization here that I, joined years ago to build them a bridge that goes over the freeway. Okay. I don't know if that will ever happen or if that's just a bunch of bullshit posturing and politics by Gavin Newsom, or if he'll actually spend the money and actually do it. But I don't believe any politician when they say they're going to do something, especially when it comes to them spending money on something that doesn't benefit them. But anyway, so P22, he got old. He was getting older, and he started going into neighborhoods. The problem for him, though, is that he picked the wrong neighborhoods. He was going into the rich neighborhoods where all the rich people on the hill live, the ones that are looking down on us peasants and on us plebeians, okay? So, and even the bloody plebs, that's right, bloody pleb, the bloody plebs. Okay. So he, attacked some dogs, didn't show any regard for the fact that the human was there. Didn't attack the human. The only altercation he had with the human was when the person tried to intervene while he was attacking their dog, and they got scratched. But anyway, the fact that he was showing no regard for a human walking around, which is unusual for mountain lions. They usually try to stay away or keep their distance. But he wasn't doing that. Well, the problem is that recently he got hit by a car. He got hit in the head by a car that probably messed his head up a bit. And not only that, but he was getting old and he was desperate and starving and wanting something to eat. So I agreed with them tranquilizing him, taking him in, and then sending him to a sanctuary. Okay? So that's fine. I had no problem with that. Here's my problem. I went on to the people that were supposedly in charge, and I wrote this Beth Pratt bitch. Okay? And she's making tons of money off P22. Okay? She's made tons of money off him and his fame. And I wrote to them and I said, if these evil Fs here in LA can find a reason to kill him, they will. Don't be fooled by LA's reputation of love for animals. The vets kill innocent cats, then they lie about them going to a sanctuary where they never end up. P22 violated the first rule of Los Angeles. Don't bother the rich people. And all these people, didn't like my message. They reassured me, and not reassured me personally, but reassured others that were concerned that, oh no, euthanasia's off the table. I said, no way. You're going to kill him. You're going to find a way to kill him because those people on the hill, they're going to want blood. They're going to want it. And you'll give it to him. If he was attacking people in South Central, you wouldn't be doing a damn thing about it. And we all know you wouldn't be. You wouldn't care. Okay? So no, he attacked. He was in the wrong neighborhood. And there it is. They killed him. They killed him today. They killed him. So either I'm Nostradamus and can see all the future, or I just know what I'm talking about. Okay? And I know how people are. The vets here in Los Angeles did the same thing. Car got ran over. A cat got ran over by a car. We rescued him. We drove 30 miles to try to take him to a vet because it was in the middle of the night. Dropped the cat off, and they reassured us that the cat would be taken care of. I was very suspicious. And then they called us on our cell phone and said, "Oh, don't worry, the cat's going to be fine." And we're like, "Wait a minute, the cat was hit by a car. It should be, it's in trouble." "Oh, no, it's going to be fine." Turns out, the next day we tried to get a hold of them and try to adopt the cat. The vet pretended like we didn't exist. They tried to gaslight us. They said, we weren't there. They don't have any record of our existence. I'm like, dude, I have the paperwork that you printed out. You even called our phone, but they still pretended like nothing was wrong. And then they said, "Oh, well, the cat was sent to a shelter and you can call the local shelters." Well, I know the number to all the cat shelters here. Okay. Called every one of them, harassed them for months. This cat never showed up. They killed him. They killed it. And then they called us to tell us some bullshit story that the cat was going to be fine. So we don't investigate or we don't continue to look into it. That's what they do here. The reputation of people in California who say they love animals and all this stuff, it's bullshit, okay? We're talking about the same type of people that got on national TV, these celebrities that live right there in the hills, okay? The same people that went on national TV and said that anybody who is unvaccinated, if they go to the hospital and they're in emergency, they should be ignored and put last in line. And if they die, they die, okay? Celebrities actually said that. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. Those are the same people. And I'm supposed to assume that those people care about animals when it comes to their life? Yeah. What happens when crime goes to Beverly Hills? I'll tell you what happens. Everything's changed. Okay? So they've got the best security, best police force, everything, So, yeah. Rules for thee, but not for me. Anyway. I'm so sick of Los Angeles and other cities like this one, like New York and stuff, and they dictate to the rest of the country like they're sitting on Mount Olympus and telling us how to live and that they're all righteous and all this stuff. I'm fed up, and I told you guys, you want to piss me off? You want to get me to fight you? You want me to get you to go hardcore? Kill an animal, do something to an animal to make make them suffer on purpose, out of pleasure or idiocy, and you will piss me off really quick. So, but anyway, I just wanted to get that on record because I told them that they would kill him. I knew they would kill him because he got involved with the wrong type of people here in LA. So. Anyway. Now that I got that out of the way. I wish I was rich. Like I wish I had millions of dollars and I could open up a place and I could have taken them. But you know what? That probably wouldn't have worked because I think they wanted blood. I think they wanted him. So, all right. Let's see here. So Buffalo finally got on the board. I missed it while I was talking. Don't know how they scored, but yeah. Okay. One of those conspiracy guys commented, said, "See, did you see the Vikings-Bills game or Vikings-Colts game today? And see, I told you it was scripted." Huh? I don't understand. This is the thing. When they see something improbable happen or something that is unlikely, their little minds cannot fathom how it worked, okay? How it happened. How these are professional athletes that can make crazy stuff happen. They're also humans that make mistakes. And when they can't wrap their brain around something, they jump immediately to it's rigged, okay? It's literally like trying to explain to them about, you say you want to talk to them about why the earth is not flat, and they can't really understand how that works. They can't grasp the concept, so they immediately jump to it must be flat. Space must be fake. It's a projection. We never landed on the moon. Listen, I love a good conspiracy theory, okay? I think they're fun. I enjoy them. One of my biggest interests is a conspiracy theory, which is the JFK assassination. I'm obsessed with it. I've been obsessed with it ever since I was young, and my dad was telling me about it and all that. And I remember when I was about 10 or 11, he let me watch the video because he had this VHS tape, and he's like, this is gonna be rough. It's gonna be, I was like, okay, but I always wanted to know what happened. Robert Kennedy, that fascinated me. Martin Luther King fascinated me. All these assassinations that when you become inconvenient to the establishment, you are put away. So the reason I am interested in that one is because you have to measure what is likely to happen, what is actually happening, what could happen, and then is there evidence for which side? Once you've explored those things, and if you've explored all possible reasonable explanations and you can't find one, then you could start to look into it, if that's how it goes. And the risk versus reward ratio is in effect in this case. So it's not like I'm not one of these people that just trust everything. I'm not, I painstakingly looked into the moon landing, everything I know about physics and science and everything that we were taught growing up and all my interest in space and everything. I'm telling you, that is absurd for, that we didn't land on the moon. Absolutely we did. I wanted to know the truth, and I didn't care if it was fake or true as far as admitting it. I just wanted to know. So, but this is ridiculous. Okay, the NFL thing is ridiculous. To better explain how the Vikings could come back from a deficit this large, okay, just in brief. Dolphins missed an opportunity there. 4th down. Actually, just a second. I think I missed some super chats. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second here. I was a bit stressed out from the Cougar situation. I completely forgot to look up these. It's because people have been actively trying to prevent this thing from happening, this kind of thing from happening. So, Elf of Courage, since a $5 super chat, he says, the thumbnail looks like VonAllen next to Emperor Palpatine. Absolutely. So, you guys like that thumbnail? That's pretty funny, right? So, this gentleman is an in-law of Milena's. And what's so funny about this is that, for years, since 2012, when I first went to Bulgaria and met all of her family, I used to sit at the dinner table and I go, my God, this guy looks like Bill Belichick. It was just driving me nuts. So, I think Christmas of 2019, 2019, I'm pretty sure, we had a Patriots sweater there that was actually given to us by I was trying to remember his screen name. You guys know Donnie, but he's Take a Pick 1313, and he gave that to us when I met them in Boston when we went there for the game. But I had that there in Bulgaria with me. It's like, would you put this on? And what's so funny about having him do that, and the fact that he did it, was shocking, because this guy's a very serious dude. Okay, very serious. Been around, he's given speeches in front of during the Soviet Union times and all that, all over Russia. Very well-respected guy, very serious dude. Doesn't talk much. And I was just shocked that he agreed to do this. So it was pretty cool. And I've been meaning to post that photo, and I kind of honestly forgot that I had it until recently. So, and I think I may have shown it one time a long time ago. I don't even know for sure. But anyway, I thought that would be kind of funny. So. Israel, since the $2 super chat, he says, Colts had the biggest embarrassment of the century. Yeah. The Gord King says, a $2 super chat. He says, what is the point threshold for a rigged comeback? I don't know. That's a good question. It's a really good question. John Thomas Chavez, this is a $2 super chat. He says, so how about Matt Ryan? All right. So going back to talking about, and thank you guys for sending those. I appreciate it. Going back to what I was talking about regarding the Vikings Colts game. So what they look at is how far they were down, and then how is that possible to come back in the second half like that? Well, it's simple. If you understand the game and you understand football. So you got to think about it in different terms. Just as easily as a team goes up 30 points, let's say, how many times have we seen a team get off to a hot start and be up 25, 30 points by the second quarter? This happens quite often, right? Over a long period of time. We've seen this a lot. It's not unusual, right? It's not unusual to be up by 30 points. All right, whatever. I don't know what that was all about. But it's not strange that a team would get up that far. We see this happen all the time. Now, that people aren't shocked by that. The same amount of time it takes for the Vikings to come back in the second half is the same amount of time that it takes for someone to get up by 30 points by the second quarter, which is something we see all the time. Okay? Now, the reason it doesn't happen in the back end like it did today normally is because that other team is usually competent enough to stave off the loss there and in the comeback, right? But this was the Colts. So it was the perfect storm of the Minnesota Vikings can score at will. Their defense sucks. And the Colts suck and never should have had that kind of lead. A lot of the contributions to the Colts getting up that far were stupid things by the Vikings. Had those things not occurred, the Vikings could have won this game 30-35 to 10 or 14 or whatever. And we would have all been like, oh, that's a normal score. That sounds about right. The Vikings, took out the Colts. No big deal. But the Colts happened to get up front because of a lot of bad things and a lot of weird events that occurred. Okay? But the Vikings coming back against that Colts team as bad as they are, it's cool. It's historic, and all this. But it's not that crazy. I'm surprised this doesn't happen more in this era, honestly. Okay? I really am. I'm surprised that record's not been broken yet. I think the record was the Buffalo Bills and Houston Oilers. And but of course, it's a regular season game. It doesn't have the same impact as a Super Bowl or a wild card game. But when you strip things down and look at them for what they are and just change the viewpoint a little bit, you can see why it's not that crazy. Okay? Like I said, scoring up first half, nobody thinks anything. Nobody's thinking, oh, it's rigged. It's just a better team blew out a good team. The Colts had no business being up by that much. And it was mainly the Vikings that were doing stupid junk. So the Vikings were always going to score 30-something points on the Colts. That was going to happen anyway. Whether it happened in the first two quarters or the last two quarters, it was going to happen. What did the Colts do wrong? Well, a lot of things. Play calling. A lot of decision making as far as where to go. It's a lot of people really don't understand how having a lead can affect your mentality. You stop playing hard. Let's say you're on defense, you're a defensive back, and your team is up 30-0. Okay? And you're wanting to... Oh, great throw. Of course. Diggs again. Damn, I wish Tom Brady had Diggs. That'd be awesome. Oh, no, actually, no, because that would screw Diggs over because they would find a way to waste it. But yeah, okay. They're probably going to score again, so. But this is another case of happening to Matt Ryan again. And I don't know what's up with Matt, but he seems cursed. And I've never seen anything like this. He gets trolled. That 28-3 gets trolled by that so much. This isn't only the second time this has happened to him. This has happened a lot. When he was with the Falcons, this happened quite often after the Super Bowl 51. I don't know what to think at this point. Didn't his Super Bowl, I'm sorry, his Hall of Fame, the ball that went to the Hall of Fame recently, didn't it say 28-3 or have some kind of connection to 283 or something like that? I can't remember exactly what it was, but I thought it was a prank at first, but I don't know. But with Matt, it's weird. But as far as today's game though, he was by far and away not the only reason. I'm saying he is a reason, because you got to convert, you got to get those first downs when you need them, you got to make plays. But it's not like he completely imploded and completely lost it. This just happens to him. Same thing, Super Bowl 51. It wasn't exactly Matt Ryan. In fact, Matt made the throw to Julio that should have iced the game, and their coordinator Kyle Shanahan made some stupid decisions. And the Patriots made some good decisions and made some good plays, and that's what happens. But once again, we're in a situation where it seems to happen to Matt, but not exactly because of Matt. Like I said, he still takes part of the blame. No one's saying he doesn't. But it's just weird, because usually when you give up a lead like that, it's the quarterback is the one that is really, giving the game away. So, and that really wasn't what I saw. But when your team is up by a lot, and let's say you're going back to what I was saying, let's say you're a defensive back, right? You are going to make a business decision for your body, okay? And you're thinking, you got to stay healthy. You make, you want to get paid. You want to, you're looking out for yourself. And whether it's a thing that's right on your mind, literally, and you're literally just thinking that at the moment, or it's back of your head, but you're not exactly going to lay out and make some epic tackles when your team is up 30-0 in the second half, right? This is typical. It's completely typical. And it's why you see so many garbage time points. And the Colts thought that they were basically giving away garbage time points. And before they knew it, the Vikings were actually making a run. And then by the time they took it seriously and started then the floodgates were open, and they couldn't put the genie back in the bottle, as it were. So these guys are human. They're going to do stuff like this. You shouldn't do that, and it's wrong, but they do it, and it's just how it is. So if you want to talk about Matt Ryan's his quarterback sneak, I thought he had the first down. I think it was a bad spot by the refs. That's the 10% I don't agree with them on. It's things like that. It happens sometimes. But they also missed a call that would have given the Vikings a touchdown. So nice. Buffalo in the end zone again. Who was that? Hines. And the Bills fans are throwing snow everywhere. Okay, that's it. Nightly Sinister, since the $2 Super Chases, field goal kicker wins it again. Underrated. Yep, just like that Bills-Oilers game. Remember watching that, Kevin? That was devastating. That was rough. And that was the first real hardcore pain I've ever felt as a football fan. I mean, before, you lose a game or whatever, it's not that big of a deal, but I can't remember how old I was, maybe 12, but that one hurt, and that was awful. Yeah. But kicker comes through again. But I'm not surprised that the that the Vikings were able to put that much up on the Colts. They were going to do that anyway. And had they not made those mistakes in the first half that led to a lot of that, then they're fine, So they blow out the Colts. So that's all it is. It's cool. But I tell you what, doing this kind of stuff with the Vikings is going to cost them in the playoffs if they don't tighten up. If they don't start playing better football and better sound football, then they're in trouble. Because if this was the playoffs and that was a playoff team, then think about that. What if that were so they won the NFC North, so they're going to have a division home game. So what if that was the Cowboys, or even the Bucks? The Bucks would make you. I just don't think the Bucks could lose a game up by that much, or with the Vikings making that many mistakes. These NFC teams that they're going to run into are not going to let you just hang around and come back on them. Not that that big of a margin is going to happen, but I'm just talking about this type of game. We saw the Vikings do this recently with the Bills, and they pulled that one out, and I gave them huge props. But you can't keep riding the dragon and thinking that you're not going to fall off eventually. And it's just, they keep playing with fire, man. So, but it is cool to see Kirk Cousins, get some respect. Alpha Courage, it's a $5 super chat. He says, are the LA Rams and the Bills the models for how to put together stacked teams? Well, not really, because it doesn't always work. We've seen that happen quite a bit, and where it doesn't work, but nobody remembers them. So Buffalo Bills have one key ingredient that helps them, and that they have an elite quarterback. A quarterback that could have been a Patriot. So Josh Allen could have been the New England Patriots quarterback right now. He could be throwing for us, playing for us, and he's not, because Bill Belichick stupidly sent Jimmy to the 49ers instead of the Cleveland Browns. So John Thomas Chavez is a member for 23 months. Level two Centurion. He says, if you want to stop blowing leads, you need to work on situational football instead of having a brain fart on what to do once you're up by so much. That's the thing, John. You're exactly right. But these guys don't practice situational football. They don't. These type of teams just don't. You can watch it. Every week we see there's certain teams, and you're just like, what are they doing? Why are they acting this way? What kind of stupid decision is this? Or they don't seem ready, or they don't. It's maddening, actually. And they don't practice it. That's the problem. They just don't practice these things. And I'll tell you what, a lot of you guys, I'd say most of you, good majority of you guys have been Patriots fans for a long time. You get used to a certain level of coaching. You get used to a special teams guy making a play, or knowing what to do, or knowing the rules. A wide receiver or running back knowing the rules and knowing what he can and can't do and what to do in that situation. We get used to the third, fourth string guys doing crazy stuff because they were prepared, making the right decisions. And we thought, I'm saying we got used to that, and you assume that other teams coach this stuff too. But they don't, apparently. So I don't know what the Colts were trying to prove or achieve. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm the Colts, they were 4-8-1. I want to get out of here with a victory. Let's just run the clock, play power football, put out some fullback, if they even got a fullback. I don't know. Most teams, half the teams in the league don't have fullbacks anymore. But you just go play power football, and that's it. That's it. You don't do anything else. Just pick up as many first downs as possible and run the clock out, and that's it. Even at the end, they go into overtime, and they had a chance to win it then, and then they had a chance to even tie it if they could just keep moving the ball down the field and then at least end up with a tie so you don't completely lose. But they couldn't achieve that either because they're losers. It's a loser organization. This is the organization that let Peyton Manning go. This is the organization that destroyed Andrew Luck. You tanked your season. You tanked your season in 2011 in order to land Andrew Luck. So your first mistake was letting Peyton Manning go. You don't let guys like that walk out the door. Okay? But then maybe you get a reprieve. You get to draft Andrew Luck. So you piss away an entire season, which I don't believe in doing that. Every season is precious. The most important season in the NFL is the current one. And I don't believe in letting that go. Don't believe in losing games or anything like that. But they did it, and it earned them Andrew Luck. So you think with all the sacrifices to lose Peyton and to give up an entire year to get Andrew Luck, that he is precious to you, okay? That he is important to you. You don't put an offensive line around him. You don't protect him. You expect him to do everything on his own. And you destroyed him. Andrew Luck would still be playing right now, and he would be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. We would be talking about, by now, with the trajectory he was on, especially his last season in 2018, by now, Andrew Luck would be at that point where when we say elite quarterbacks, you'd say, oh, well, if you got an elite quarterback like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes or Andrew Luck, that's how we would be talking about Andrew right now. The Colts are idiots, and this is just what they do. Their owner is an alcoholic, a drug addict, and a whiny little bitch who changes the rules when it doesn't help his team. And he's the one that was involved with starting Deflategate, you know? So, what you doing up here, kiddo? Huh? What you doing? What you doing? Meow, 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 meow. This is Amelia. Amelia. Okay. You can't be up here, though, because I got to roll the dice soon. Okay, kiddo? She's going to come right back. What she's going to do is she's going to jump back up. She's going to sneak behind the monitors, and she's going to come back around. Oh, that should have been picked. Telling everybody Miami was frauds. Total frauds. So, whatever. All right. But yeah, it's a shame. We lost a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback because of the Colts' stupidity. So we have been deprived and we've been robbed of watching Andrew Luck play and watching a great quarterback amongst, you know, Rodgers and Breeze and Tom and all those guys and Mahomes. And we were robbed of that because of the Colts. The Colts are stupid. You don't have to be a Colts fan to appreciate that quarterback play. You know, a guy on Twitter the other day, I don't know him, but he got on my case a little bit because he said, because I retweeted something about Brock Purdy, and I was complimenting Brock on how well he's been doing. And the guy kind of got pissed a little bit. It seemed like he was a little annoyed. And he said, you know, for a guy who's supposed to be a Tom Brady fan, you sure are praising the guy who beat him. And I'm just like, what does one have to do with the other? I don't understand. What does Brock have to do with Brady? I don't get it. What's the connection? Like, that was just one game. So I'm supposed to hate on every quarterback that has ever defeated Tom? Is that? No. Okay. We start doing that. That does not make you a fan of Tom Brady. That makes you a worshiper of Tom Brady. Okay. And there's only one person that is going to get my devotion and that I worship, and it's certainly not a football player. Okay? So that's weird. And I thought that was kind of creepy, actually. So, but yeah, I mean, you don't have to be a Colts fan to respect Andrew Luck and enjoy it. How big of a rivalry did Tom have with Peyton Manning, right? And I tell you what, there were some times where Peyton made me so mad because he would get the victory, and it was frustrating. Never hated Peyton, my God, no. In fact, I watched every one of his games when I could. Just like I don't miss a Mahomes game. I don't miss a Chiefs game if I don't have to. I don't miss a Packers. Haven't missed a Packers game in a long time, unless it's just not possible. We're conflicting with Patriots or Bucks. But I always make a point, and when I see that on the schedule, I get excited. I did that with Roethlisberger. I see, Roethlisberger's playing this weekend on Sunday Night Football. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I remember I felt that way about Cam Newton too. Cam Newton, one of the most exciting players I've ever seen when he was in his prime, of course, when he was at his best. But this hating on other quarterbacks just because they're not your quarterback is weird to me, and I find that strange. At the end of the day, we love football, and teams are just logos, and those players change throughout time. None of the players that were in the early dynasty are on the Patriots anymore. These are different guys. Are you betraying those other guys? I mean, how far down to the rabbit hole do we go here? No, we like football in general, and when our team, doesn't make it, we find a team that we want to root for. We're happy to see win, and that's what we do. But there are some people out there. I really do believe that they have some kind of deity worship or something for some of these players. It's very, very strange. Like I said, one time I critiqued Mahomes about something. It was not even a big deal. It wasn't even a bad critique. I just was basically trying to say that he needs to not do something in order to make it better for him in the future. And my God, you would think that I walked into a church and insulted Jesus Christ. And it was just really weird, all I've been hearing all season long is how bad Tom Brady's been playing. The only time I've ever intervened or commented or replied back to someone saying that is when they question his ability to still play, or they question his legacy. But if they're just saying he's not playing well, he's playing like crap this year, okay. Well, is that wrong? I mean, it's Tom Brady will be the first one to tell you he's not playing well. It's not a secret. It's not some kind of, sin in order to talk about this. So, yeah, I think a lot of people tend to take this so far. And the Dolphins are back in it. Good job, Buffalo. Whatever. Okay, let me catch up with you guys here. I missed one of y'all's. I missed Ryan. Ryan Dyer sends a $2 super chat. He says, Hollywood Boulevard is the worst tourist trap ever. Okay, you don't want to go to Hollywood Boulevard. No. If you do, okay, we'll go during the day. Don't go at night. This city, they don't care about your safety. They don't at all. And unless you're stabbed or shot, the police might not even show up. So, yeah. It used to be cool. It used to be cool to take the pictures of the old school actors and stuff, and the star on the ground. The wax museum is really cool and stuff like that. But at this point now, you just get hit up by a bunch of random weird people in a $10 Walmart costume and says that they're Spider-Man or says that they're Captain Jack Sparrow, and then they take a pitch. They try to stand next to you, take a picture, and then they want to charge you $25 for that picture that you never asked to be taken. It's very weird. And that's if you manage to not get attacked in the meantime. So anyway, wow, we've gone off topic a lot on tonight's show, haven't we? Sorry about that. Okay. Terry Bradshaw is one of the best quarterbacks ever. Literally, the 70s were an extremely difficult era for the quarterbacks. The league was not inflated like it is now. No quarterback in the whole 70s decade had more than 29 touchdowns. Interesting. Just a second. All right. So yeah, regarding Terry Bradshaw, he doesn't get the attention and accolades because of the steel curtain. That's the bottom line. And when you're a quarterback and you have a good defense, you tend to get, the excuse makers and stuff like that. So if you hear people talk about Terry Bradshaw, you would think that he was Trent Dilfer behind the Ravens defense, the 2000 Ravens, which, by the way, is the best defense of all time. It's better than the Steel Curtain. It's better than the 85 Bears. It's better than the Seattle Seahawks Legion of Boom. It's better than the Purple People Eaters. Yeah. So when it comes to Terry Bradshaw, they forget that he has MVPs, okay, both regular season and Super Bowl. You don't get those by being a crappy quarterback, and you don't get those by being a game manager. And there's nothing wrong with being a game manager. You can make a good career out of it, but you're not going to be able to, win a lot of Super Bowls and have an extended career where you're the main guy. It just doesn't work. Alex Smith, for example, is technically, I guess you'd call him a game manager, but he was so good at it. Okay. What would you want more? I mean, a guy who just throws picks all day, but looks cool doing it, or Alex Smith, who plays conservatively, but never makes mistakes. But that's not Bradshaw. This was also a different era, a different time. And it was much harder to get a completed pass. So how you judge this is you judge him based on his peers. So if you look at that, you'd see, okay, look, at 70s, so you got Fran Tarkington, awesome. You got Terry Bradshaw, awesome. You've got Staubach, awesome, right? So you judge them based off that. You can't judge them based off Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. That doesn't work. If you put them side by side, it doesn't make sense. And that's why I've never been, I've told you guys this a million times, I'm not really impressed with career bulk stats unless it's just unless those stats resulted in winning. Otherwise, I don't care. It's not a big deal. In 20 years, a lot of these mid-level quarterbacks that we see, if they just stay healthy, they're going to be having, yardage and touchdowns that rival Phillip Rivers and guys like that, just because of the way it is, just because of the way the game. So I don't really care about that. What does that matter? What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just, all of Peyton's statistics, they resulted in 2 Super Bowls in the end, even though his last one, he wasn't really that relevant as far as getting on the stat sheet, but he was massively relevant as far as being a factor in the locker room, being a leader, being the presence there, and the defense still has to wonder, is Peyton going to outsmart us today? And all that factors in. It's not just about getting on the stat sheet. But, Peyton went to 4 Super Bowls, won 2 of them. Could have gone to more if he hadn't ran into the greatest dynasty in the history of football. So all of Peyton's bulk stats, they translate, they matter. But if you're sitting there, if you're like Phillip Rivers, like I like Phillip, I have nothing against Phillip, but his are empty calorie stats. They don't mean anything. They're just longevity only. And what does that matter? What does that get you? Even with all of Drew Brees, all of his empty calorie stats and all of his stat whoring, at least he got a Super Bowl. And he was, more than likely, he was robbed of an MVP or 2, probably. So he should have that to show for it. Aaron Rodgers has a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers has 4 MVPs to show for it, meaning he was the best player in the league 4 times. So, yeah, you can't compare that to Terry Bradshaw as far as you look at his stats and interceptions. Interceptions came a lot easier back in those days. You could pick off a quarterback. It was just expected. And if you're throwing a lot, you're going to get picked off a lot. That's just the way it was. So you got to look at it in the context. And was he a winner? Yeah, he won 4 Super Bowls. Okay? I don't care. And I don't like how Terry gets left out of this. And it's absurd. So, Bitcoin Motorist. Oh, his membership renewed today. Thank you, man. You must have done that on a Saturday back when you originally did it. Okay. Oh, I love Len Dawson, man. Ryan mentions Len Dawson, yeah. You guys mentioned Peyton did not deserve MVP in 2003, 2008, and 2009. Preach. 2003 is the biggest robbery of an MVP ever, I think. Or if you want to rival, you could rival that with 1987. So it's just Priest Holmes was the MVP in 2003. I don't know how he didn't win that. The Chiefs had a great record. I don't understand that one. I still don't. It's got to be the Manning effect. Of course, he split that with Steve McNair, which is strange. So you would think if it was split with anybody, it would have been split with Priest Holmes. Anyway, I don't know. But that's the problem. I came up with a different way of voting for the MVP. So me and John Thomas Chavez were talking about this in the comment section last week. And basically, it's like this. As it currently stands, the MVP voting is done by a lot of the media people. And it's done by the Associated Press. Knowing what we know about journalists and people like that these days, they shouldn't be deciding anything. Okay? They shouldn't be in charge of a lemonade stand. They'd probably end up serving you iced urine. Okay? So the NFL needs to take that from them, and it just needs to be NFL only. And I was thinking, you have 100 voters. So what you could do is you could have all 32 teams have one representative that represents the locker room, their roster. That would be a good start, right? So you can't vote for a guy on your own team. And of course, you vote 1 and 2, first place, second place guys. And I'm sorry, did I say 100? I meant 50. Sorry, I meant 50. So you got 32. Then you've got 8 head coaches. Those 8 head coaches are chosen based off of where they finished. And So it's like a reward. It's a privilege. Okay. And again, you cannot vote for your own guy. And then the remaining 10 are Hall of Famers chosen. And how the Hall of Fame would want to do that is up to them. What criteria they would want to use, I don't care. But 10 Hall of Famers, so their reach can be felt on the current game, and they can have a say into the current game. That should be a perk for being in the Hall of Fame. It should come with that, is the getting to judge who the MVP is of the current generation in that season. I think that is a good way to do it. I think that is the smartest way to do it. And I think you'd end up with MVPs different than a lot of, if we'd go back in time and did that way, I think the rightful guys would end up with MVP. I think these players and coaches and Hall of Famers would do a much better job at knowing, because they have to play against these guys. They know who they are. They watch them. And yeah, it's just, but they're not going to do that, of course. But that was just an idea I had. So. Gord King says, $2 super chat. He says, Priest Holmes from 01 to 03 was a god among Gord was a gourd among men. Good job. What are you doing back? Help me. I'm blending. Okay. Talk. Okay. I know you want to be up here. You can't right now. Normally when I'm working, she sits under the monitor because she likes the heat coming from it. So. Of course, leave it to Jalen to say, it's a terrible idea. It's because I said it, so he has to be the contrarian, making himself think that he's accomplishing something here. How is it a terrible idea? What the hell are you talking about? A lot of the Hall of Famers follow the game, and if you're in the group that gets chosen, you would follow the game. That's the whole idea. So that's a weird statement to make. So you think it's better to have a bunch of idiotic journalists who don't know shit about anything, who votes based off of their gut feeling and their emotions and not the actual game itself, with most of them don't even watch the way we watch. So you think somehow they're more qualified. See, that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. So those journalists, they loved Peyton Manning, and that's why they would give him those things, because he was their darling. He was their guy. And they fawned over Aaron Rodgers, and they now they love different guys, and they base it on emotion and not reality, and not what's real, not what's really happening. Okay? When these players, you watch the top 100 player, the top 10, top 20 is almost always right on. Okay? It's almost always. And you know why? Because these guys have to play against them. Why do so many players say that Tom Brady's the GOAT? Have you noticed that? The players always say that. Now the journalist, oh, no, it's somebody else. Okay? It's always somebody else. But the players all agree that Tom Brady's the GOAT because they played him. They've watched him. They've watched him fool them. They've watched him come back, all the time when you think he's down. It's happened to them. He's taken their soul. That's why. So they know. They know. And to think that you can't find 10 Hall of Famers that don't know what's going on in football, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That is whatever. That doesn't make any sense. You're reaching tonight there, buddy. So, doesn't matter how long they've been covering the game. It doesn't matter. They are biased. Biased. Okay? Why am I explaining this? It's so obvious. I don't know. I think you're just doing that to just be contrarian. Like I said, if I said the sky was blue, you'd say, well, it's probably actually a burnt orange. So, no, it doesn't make any sense. So, good luck finding someone that agrees with that sentiment. So, uh-oh. See, Josh Allen just made a great play. And now they threw the flag, but he made a great play. If the commentators are just like, oh, hey, look, you made the throw. Okay. If that was Mahomes, we've never seen anything like that before. Oh my God. It's legendary. The Gourd King asked about Ray Lewis's Brady hate. So for the longest time, he thought Tom was the greatest. He's changed a little bit over just recently. And I think what it is it could be bitterness. It could be Tom playing into old age. It could, something that they weren't able to do, which doesn't make much sense for them if they did think that. Now, I don't know. I'm just trying to guess here, but it would make sense. It's a different position, but a linebacker is going to have a hard time playing until he's 45. So that would be a weird reason to be jealous or to be, butthurt about it or whatever, but you never know. But yeah, it's a recent development. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but like even as much as Shannon Sharp hates Tom Brady on the show, I've got a video of him privately at an awards show saying that Tom is the GOAT and Tom is better than Aaron Rodgers and all that. So it's just hard to tell what they mean and what they say is actually true, or if they're just saying that to be a contrarian, just for effect or something. Now the short, I'm assuming you guys are referring to the short I uploaded recently with Ray Lewis, and the wording of that is a little weird, and it made it sound like Julian Edelman was saying that Brady's done, and that wasn't exactly the context of that. So in a short, you've only got 60 seconds or less to put in everything you're trying to achieve into that time. It's very difficult. So you try to take the biggest parts of what the message is and cut out all the fat. Okay. But the original question it was a joke question. It was just for fun. And he asked, will Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers be playing in the year 2040 or something like that? 2042, something like that. It's just a joke, right? And Julian originally said, oh, well, Aaron's already in his late 30s, so no. And he goes, Brady's done. What he meant was by 2042, Brady would be done. Okay. So it was just a joke. So Julian wasn't saying anything like that as far as referencing to today. Then Ray Lewis smarts off and says, Brady's done right now. Okay, well, that's weird. I've heard that. I heard that in 2019 too. So, yeah. Anybody who believes that Brady can't go to a team next year with competent coaching and cannot be a danger to the rest of the league, I don't know what you're thinking or what you're watching or what, but I think what this is wishful thinking. I think people are wanting this to happen. They want Tom Brady's end. They've been wanting his end since 2014. Okay. the situation with his divorce and now the thing with the FTX and all that, he's not exactly been popular in the media. The media always takes the woman's side no matter what. So he's always going to get the short end of the stick regarding that. It's all these jokes are about him being an absent father and all this junk, but no mention of Giselle being a total whore. Okay? So it's just how it is. And I think a lot of that has turned public sentiment against Tom. If they didn't already hate him, it's having an effect. And so people like Ray, maybe he sees that he thinks that Tom ruined his marriage just to come back and plays like crap. So they see an opportunity to pile on. Don't forget that Ray Lewis was a Raven, and the Ravens were the bitter enemies of the Patriots. And those two teams hated each other. And that could be the connection, So, but what I found interesting is that Ray Lewis could not answer who the greatest was. So Brandon Marshall put him on the spot and said, okay, well, who is the greatest then? And all Ray Lewis could say, well, it's not a quarterback. Okay. I don't know how in the world the greatest player of all time is not Tom Brady. How do you, so it's easily a quarterback, easily. No other position has more responsibility, is more difficult, and has more effect on the game than the quarterback. As far as a singular person. And then when you've got that dude who has 7 Super Bowl rings, which is the whole point, okay? The whole point of playing in the NFL, the whole entire point is to win a Super Bowl. That's the point. That's the goal, okay? And you've done that 7 times. You've nearly doubled the most recent guy, Joe Montana. And then, of course, Terry Bradshaw. And not only do you have 7 Super Bowl rings, but you have every stat you can imagine. Playoff wins. He's so far ahead, it's ridiculous. Everything you want in a quarterback, he's got it. You would have to take how many Hall of Fame quarterbacks and turn them into one person in order to equal a Tom Brady? And you're telling me that he is not the greatest player in history? I don't know. That sounds like some kind of weird bias to me. That's weird. Bitcoin's right. All they do is throw, according to Ray Lewis. All they do is throw. I didn't realize that. In a rare occurrence where a guy with the last name Sims actually made some sense. Of course, it wasn't Chris. It was Phil. Phil Sims says, well, Ray, there's a lot more people who are athletic and can run, do things like that, than can throw the ball. I think that was a great burn. I think that was well said by Phil Sims. There's only 32 starting quarterback jobs in the world. 32. We cannot even fill those 32 with competent quarterbacks. So if every team had an elite quarterback, that's still only 32. Now, let's not say the world, let's say America, because football's not popular outside America, but as far as that goes. But let's say in America, you fill those 32, but we can't even fill those 32. So it's less than that, depending on the year. Depending on the year, it could be maybe 15, or actually even good. Maybe 20, but not 32. It's that hard to find. And that's just from year in and year out. And you've got a guy that has won 7 times and is still playing. How in the world is he not the greatest? I don't understand. Just throwing? Okay. Do you know how much information you have to know and have to learn and compute, make complicated decisions in a split second. We're talking such a small time frame. You got to have a clock in your head knowing how long that defensive end, what's his speed normally? How long does it take him to get to me if he beats the offensive lineman? So I need to know I've got about X amount of time, and then I got to get rid of this ball. You got to know this stuff. You've got to know what every guy on the field is doing, what their job is. You need to know the defense, each player, what his strengths are, and what he's good and what he's good at, what he's bad at. You got to have good footwork. You got to have good form. I mean, seriously, are we really having this conversation, Ray? I mean, that's kind of weird for someone of his stature to say something so ignorant. Okay, Ray, all a linebacker is just hitting people. That's all. All Ray Lewis is just a guy who hits people. So I guess we could take a drunk guy out of a trailer park, put some pads on him. He could hit people too. So that's it, right? Just hit people. A lot of people could do that. Let's strip Ray Lewis's job and everything he's good at down to just hitting people. I don't think he'd like that very much, would he? You know what he would say, right? He would say, and he would be right. He would say, no, I've got to know what the offense is doing. I got to change the play. I got to recognize what's going on. I got to know what every guy, just like a quarterback, very similar. I got to know where all my guys are. There's leadership. There's constantly staying in the best shape. There's technique to the way I hit people. There's technique to the tackles I make. Oh, you're right, Ray. You're right. That's absolutely true. Because I wouldn't be dumb enough to say that all Ray Lewis does is hit people. But I also wouldn't be dumb enough to say that all quarterbacks do is throw. What an ignorant statement. So. Ray Rice was a great linebacker. Apparently so was Kareem Hunt. Well, he was a good kicker. So. Ryan Dyer sends a $2 super chat. He says, Will Shields tossed Ray Lewis around like a salad. Well, I guess that means that we can just sum up that what Ray does is not that hard, right? According to him. Elf of Courage sends a $2 super chat. He says, how many balls did Ray Lewis throw? I don't know, but I have a pretty good idea that he doesn't know how. I can't believe someone like him summed up a athlete's position so simply. That is really weird. It's halftime right now. It's strange. I don't get it. So. You know what? He doesn't have to think that Tom is the best ever either, okay? He doesn't have to think that. Nobody has to believe that. I would argue with them and say, why do you think that? And it doesn't mean I can't argue with them or think that it's wrong. But he's entitled to his opinion. What I didn't like, and what the main purpose of posting that was him saying all quarterbacks do is throw. So that is a very ignorant statement. All coaches do is look at paper and talk, says the Gourd King. Ray Lewis has already admitted Brady is great, but now he's contradicting himself. Yeah, I don't know. He might be just doing that for TV, guys. So, you know, it seemed like he was picking on Phil Simms a little bit. It looked like they were kind of having some fun. So, you know, I don't know. I find it hard to believe that he would really think that. Like if you sat down and if you spoke to him, you know, in a private conversation, I'd find it hard to believe that he actually believes that. So, but he shouldn't say stuff like that, though. Stupid Colts, I swear. They're showing the replay. Now, it depends, Gord King. Are you talking about Todd Bowles? I don't even... he might look at paper. I'm not sure. Does he know how to read? And I've never heard him talk, except for in the press conferences, he kind of mumbles and repeats the same thing over and over again that really has no ties to the previous game or the game moving forward. So I've often wondered if he knows he's alive. So, Alpha Courage, since a $5 super chat, he says, teams these days use computer tablets. Is there a tablet torque? Sure, of course there is. And when it doesn't have enough torque, Tom Brady will destroy it. Now remember, Todd Bowles is the guy who we don't make adjustments. We don't try to fix things around here. Just go with the flow as it comes. See what happens. That's yes, Todd. That's very obvious. So. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to issue you guys your quarterbacks here, and then after that we'll pick some games for tomorrow and anything else you guys want to talk about. But don't have much time left. Like I told you guys, I'm going to a Christmas party tonight. So, but I still had to see you guys. Okay, so let's do this. All right. Oh, look, the clock's already running. No, stop. Stop. Okay. Okay, so there's kind of a weird thing going on here. Like I said, I forgot that that the Saturday games, there's so many Saturday games today. So I didn't change the top 12 here. You cannot select Cousins. You can't purposely pick any quarterback that played today already. But you can get him through the dice roll, because that's just random luck anyway. So it's not like that would have been the quarterback anyway. But you cannot select any guy who has played. So, but if you're here, you can pick one of any 32 quarterbacks. So you still got plenty to choose from. So the top 12 here only refers to if I'm rolling the dice for someone. So in the end, it's the same thing. Okay. The only reason I don't count Thursday games is because Thursday games are sloppy and you can't really expect. So if you strategically pick a guy and you're counting on him to have a lot of yards or something, it may not happen on Thursday nights because Thursday nights are so weird and out of whack. So. make this. There we go. All right, we're already into week 15. Can you believe it? It's crazy. So James Johnson defeated Mr. Automotive last week. Andy Butts lost to Nightly Sinister. So our first game tonight is James Johnson versus Nightly Sinister. And by the way, there is no one left who has multiple entries. Okay? So we're in sudden death right now. If you lose, you're out. So why do I have a 20-sided die in here? That's not right. Oh, hey. Roman is here. Maybe Amelia stole it. All right, there we go. All right. So first up, if you guys are here, you've got 30 seconds to pick your guy as usual. So James Johnson versus Nightly Sinister. Let's see who goes first. I think both of you guys are here. Silver always the top guy. So James Johnson, you have 30 seconds to tell me who your quarterback is, my friend. Kevin Stratton, Nightly Sinister, you're on deck. So be ready to go. And Elf of Courage, you're next. So go ahead and get ready for that too. Okay, so James is not here. All right. Nightly Sinister, you're on the clock. But let me roll for James real quick, though. 5, Justin Herbert. So James Johnson gets Justin Herbert. Okay, remember Nightly Sinister, you can pick, you don't have to pick from the top 12 here. You can pick any quarterback you want, just as long as they hadn't played already. Okay, I guess you're not going to make a pick. Your quarterback is Tua, who's having a rough night right now. You should have picked. Oh, you're here. Oh, Purdy. Okay. Interesting. Look at that. That's really interesting. I like that. Nicely done. 2. Okay, so you guys are going to be looking at touchdowns. Who's going to have more touchdowns? Good luck, guys. Okay, Angel Ilya versus Elf of Courage. Angel is not here. So, Elf of Courage, you're on the clock. Ooh, Jared, Cool Hand Jared, I like that question. As soon as I'm done with the rolling, we'll go over that. I like questions like that. Elf of Courage goes with Dak Prescott. Nice. Okay, and Angel Iliad's quarterback will be Aaron Rodgers. the statistic will be 4 completions. That could go either way. So, all right, good luck, Angel and Alpha Courage. Next, we have Tyree Vaughn and Anthony Preston. Wait a second. Thursday night. The Thursday night game. Didn't the 49ers play? Yeah, Kevin, you can't pick Purdy. He doesn't have a game. You're going to have to pick someone else. Yeah, that was so weird because when you said it, I thought to myself, wait a minute. It just like in my head didn't seem strange, but then I just ignored it because I just, but yeah, I was thinking he just played because they won the division against Seattle. So you're going to have to change, buddy. Just let me know when you've got to pick. So Tyree Vaughn, Anthony Preston. Is Tyree here? Did anybody see if Tyree was here? Okay. I don't think Tyree's here. So Anthony, you're on the clock. Anthony Preston going with the GOAT. It's interesting. Some guys have won some games with Tom Brady. Just depends on the statistical category. It's so strange. Tyree Vaughn is not here, so I'm going to roll for Tyree. Number 4, Joe Burrow. Brady versus Burrow. So there you go. How fitting. Okay. So we just need the statistic there. 4 completions. Oh. Anthony Preston might just win this when Tom throws it a lot. He throws the ball a lot. That might have been a good pick there for Anthony. So. Nightly Sinister, if you're not going to give me a new quarterback, then I'm going to have to default to Tua, the one I rolled for you. So. All right. Dave Wilhauer versus Diane Tincher. I don't think Diane's here. She normally makes her presence known. Dave. You guys, you're getting so close. There's only so many people left. I'm surprised you're not here to pick your quarterbacks. Dave, we're waiting on you. Because Diane's not here, so I don't have to roll for. I can. I still have to roll for her, but are you here? Okay, so 7. So Diane, let's see. 4. Diane gets Joe Burrow. And Dave, are you ready? Tom Brady. All right. I like it. You're either going to win with them or not at all, right? Let's see. 2 touchdowns. Again, another Brady Burrow matchup. So that's interesting. Good luck, guys. Okay, that's just, yeah, we're getting, it's getting serious now. So we have James versus Brad Gold. Neither of them are here. So I'm going to roll for both of y'all. Silver's 5, so James, I'll roll for James first. 1. Mahomes. Nine. No, can't be Geno Smith. He already played. Oh, wait. Yeah, no. We're rolling. No, he's a Thursday night guy. You can't do that. Got to roll again. Number 1, no Mahomes. James has already got him. Let's see what we've got here. Number 2, Jalen Hurts. That's going to be a good one. Let's see what the stats are, though. 1, yards. Interesting. It's going to be a good game. Bitcoin Motorist. I know he's here, and John is here too. So let me tell you guys which one of you are going to go first. Oh, tie. Double deuce. Let's see here. 4 beats 2. Bitcoin Motorist, you're on the clock. Do I agree that NFL needs to get rid of ties? Absolutely. That's the one thing I would change if I could change any rule is to get rid of that. Yeah. So, Herbert again. Bitcoin's going with Justin Herbert. John Thomas Chavez, you're on the clock. Going with Mahomes. We better hope you don't get turnovers because he's been throwing a lot of sloppy interceptions lately. So you do not want a 3 on this roll. Number 1. So you guys are going to be looking at yards. All right. The Gourd King versus my sister. I doubt she's here, so let me roll, see which one of y'all go first. The Gourd King goes first. Gourd King, you are on the clock, my friend. No, Bitcoin. Here's how you get rid of ties. You have the coaches come out and put a table and chairs in the center of the field and have them arm wrestle. That's what you do. That's the answer. See? I have it all figured out. Okay, the Gourd King goes with my homeboy. And for my sister, 7. Kirk Cousins. Interesting. Let's see statistic here. Turnovers. Not looking good, Sherry. Looks like the Gourd King's going to get you on that one. So, ouch. It's why you got to be here. It's why you got to be here. Because if you were here, you wouldn't have got Kirk Cousins. All right. Mastermind 2553. I did not see him. Jason Allen, my brother, are you here for your pick? I haven't seen you either. Anybody seen Jason or Mastermind tonight? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, he is here. Josh Allen. Wait, Josh is playing right now. The only way you could get Josh Allen is if I roll for him. But you can't pick him. He's playing already. So I need someone playing tomorrow or Monday. You have 30 seconds. No, you can get a quarterback from today if I rolled for him, because that doesn't change anything. Whether they played or not, it makes no difference because I'm still rolling for you. But shoot, you can't go, oh, so and so had 5 touchdowns and a 400 yards, so you pick him, and the odds are that you don't roll a 3, and it can't work. So we can't do that. So. Everyone else sucks. Is that your pick? Okay. Weird. So I'm going to roll for you guys. Which one of y'all went first? I made a mistake. Guys, did I roll to see who went first? Did I do that? Just want to make sure that we got this. Okay. All right. I don't remember if I did or not. So I'm just going to start over. Okay. Silver goes first. Mastermind gets Kirk Cousins. So weird. Just better hope you don't get a 3. Jason, I'm rolling for you. Since everyone else sucks. You get Patrick Mahomes. Your statistic will be 2 touchdowns. Damn. Oh, you want Brady? All right, fine. Okay. And I'm going to have to go back and correct Kevin's. He's stuck with Tua. He's still playing, but we'll see how he goes. Because he never answered me back. And he picked a Thursday night guy. Why is it doing that? It's weird. Anyway. All right. Good luck, guys. And I'll post the matchups just for your convenience after the show or tonight. So good luck to you guys. We're narrowing it down, getting closer and closer and closer. So I think, yeah, we're in the round of 16. Only 16 of you guys left. It's crazy, right? So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to repeat this for the 5th time tonight. If I rolled for you, you can have a quarterback that played today. The only thing that is not allowed is you cannot pick a quarterback that played today. So we just don't include Thursday night games. That's all. All right. So I'm going to go back and answer some of these super chats. Go ahead. Jared sends a member super chat. Says, who would you say is the best quarterback to not go to a Super Bowl? Whoa. Yeah. I love questions like this. Let me think about it. I actually, when I originally read it, I thought it said to not win a Super Bowl. And of course, I was going to go with Dan Marino. But Dan did play in a Super Bowl in 1984 and lost badly to Joe Montana. Best quarterback to never go to a Super Bowl. Well, it's going to be a close call between Dan Fouts and Warren Moon. So I guess I'll pick Warren Moon. So, I just think that had he been put into the NFL earlier and not had to play in the Canadian Football League, I think he would have amazing records, and yeah, I'm going to go with Warren Moon there. So. Bloody Pleb says that I was going to say that. Okay, well, you guys know me pretty well. Tim Tebow. Oh, come on. The Cord King says, I'm channeling my inner simp Bayless. Alex Smith, that's interesting. If I was to go with someone from the modern era, I'd probably say Phillip Rivers. But just overall, I'm going to say Warren Moon first, Dan Fouts second. Maybe Phillip Rivers third. So. The Gourd King sends a $5 super chat. He says, Tua is struggling for the third game in a row. If he continues to, could Miami become a potential destination for Tom Brady? That's a good question. I thought that his interest in Miami was, well, first of all, location, but second, to pair with Sean Payton. So I guess that would be all about, if the serial killer wants to go in that direction. So, but Tua would probably have to just be really garbage for the rest of the year, right? For something like that. So yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. So. Do I think that Bledsoe should be in the Hall of Fame? No. I love Drew. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks, but he's not a Hall of Famer. If we're keeping to if we're keeping to legitimate Hall of Fame, but these days with some of the criteria that they're using, it's just, I don't know. You just never say no. So Drew was good, but not great. And that's the problem for him. Do I think that Mike McDaniel dresses up as the Dolphins mascot when he does the serial killings? Yeah, well, if he's a serial killer, he probably drowns them in milk. That was funny. I cracked myself up. Oh, man. Oh. Wonk, wonk, wonk. Jalen Warren Moon is in the Hall of Fame. He was inducted, I think, in 03? 04? 03 or 04. Yeah, Warren's already in. Well, regarding the Dolphins mascot thing, they would already see that coming. They already know about Ray Finkel, and they know, and they've seen the movie, Ace Ventura. So I don't think so. I think he would. I think actually he's creepy enough that I think he's weird enough to where he won't dress up at all. He'll just, because he just wants them. He wants the people he's murdering to see his face. He's like one of those type. Have you ever seen him in a press conference? Like he's definitely one of those type that he wants them to see his face. He's a weird dude. 06. Okay, I was off by a few years. Matthew Stafford is a one-time Pro Bowler, 0-time All-Pro. If he gets in the Hall of Fame, that would open the door to Troy Brown. Yeah, if Matthew Stafford gets in, that's going to be, we're going to be opening the floodgates for just about anybody at that point. So. Cool Hand Jared sends a $2 super chat. He says, shout out to this chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. So, yeah, we have a good group here, I think. The Bills are still leaving Miami around, man. They're letting them hang around. So. What are they doing? Yep, now they're going to have to punt. And the Dolphins are going to get a good field position unless he just nails this thing. Oh, no, hang on. I thought that was third down. Now it's third down. There goes Josh. And now it's fourth down. All right. Whatever. Okay, guys. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to have to cut it short tonight. Like I said, I'm going to a Christmas party. So, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all being here tonight. And this is a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Let's hope Tom can get the victory over the Bengals. It's going to be difficult. Bengals are playing good football. Don't care if they got injuries or not. It makes me no difference. Teams are what they are. Good NFL teams don't completely fall apart just because some guys are missing. It doesn't work like that. So it's going to be a tough one. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I will see y'all very soon, and have a great weekend or the rest of your weekend, actually. So thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Bye.
This is Patriots linebacker, Super Bowl 49 champ, Darius Fleming, and you're watching VonAllen Sports. Real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now. Join the empire. VonAllen Sports.